Alright, let's fix some Pharah. I already saw that Temporal watched your Genji, looked over your Genji, so I'm gonna focus on your Pharah here. So, before the fight, or before we even go into it, you need to think about what is your job as Pharah, like what do you need to do? Well, your job as Pharah is basically, you wanna use your jetpack to go, like to fly, obviously, and to go above the enemy team, so you have a vertical off angle, which means you're above the enemy team and you're shooting down onto them. So basically like this, for example, or you want to go on some form of other angle where you go split from your team. Like you don't need to be like literally above your team. You can also go somewhere else where you can then shoot the enemy team like from a better off angle where you're not shooting shields, and where you can directly threaten the enemy team by your like lethal spam damage. Yeah. Furthermore, like macro wise, I will probably also look at your fuel management because it's very important, and then also how you will use your concussive blast because I'm very interested in that as well. Okay. Another thing you need to look at is um, your comp and then the enemy comp. Uh, it's not like important like how do you exactly need to play this comp. It's just important that you are aware of what your limits are. So as Pharah, you're very dependent on your supports basically, because if you are high up in the air, maybe like even somewhere else, not with your team or so, it's going to be hard for your team to fully support you because you're going to stand here in the air above them constantly the whole time. So there are only a few heroes or like a few supports in the game that can actually support you. Obviously Mercy is the best one because you are very independent on what you're doing. Oops, I apologize for that. Um, but yeah, so you need to look at what your supports are. In your case, you're playing with the Zen and you're playing with the Ana, which means you can get support. It's not the most difficult one, but a very important thing you need to realize here is that you can't go out too far because you need to have line of sight to your supports. Otherwise, they just can't kill you, right? That's another reason why like Mercy is so good with Fair because, as I said, you're already independent, and you can go on like crazy flanks and play like some other crazy angles. The next thing you need to watch is the enemy team, and what do you need to watch out for is threats. Like what can actually pressure you. Well, against this comp, what they have here, you're really lucky because Pharah into this is really strong because none of these heroes are like an actual threat to you, right? Symmetra and Reaper don't have the range for it. Lucio, I mean, he can try, but he probably won't hit you. And you also just hardcore outrange Ryan and Winston. And what the Winston could do potentially is like jump up to you in the air, like pressure you that way, which could happen. But as long as you like spam I need healing or so, and then you get a shot from Ana like or from Zen, you should be fine. Okay, I like the boop. Uh, one thing I'm already worried about is your fuel management. You use way too much. You use way too much. So how fuel management works, especially after Pharah got buffed again with the fuel management, you're able to stay in the air infinitely again. So what you want to do is you want to aim for that when you start flying or when you like go with your jump jet, your fuel will be full. Right, so it will be 100%. What you then want to aim for is that you want to have you only want to like tap your spacebar, just tap it frequently, and you want to have it in a way that your fuel will be somewhere between 100% and 50%. if it's like not possible at all to maintain this because your fuel is like over here now, then you need to watch out for that it's somewhere between 50 and I mean then that's not really right 0%, but like the red thing here, which is like 25%, I guess. But your goal is that you have this part in kind of the first 5 or maybe even 6 seconds, and then this part in the next 5 or 4 seconds, with the goal that you wait for your jump jet again, so you can then go up in the air again. And then how this works as well is you want to use your jump jet when your fuel is somewhere above the red area, because then you can go up in the air, your fuel gets recharged to 100%, and then you are at the apex of your jump jet, and then when you're about to drop down again, you can then fly. Where you are now, you press it way too much. Like look at this. You already touched the red area with like 6 seconds left of your jump jet, which overall forces you to. I mean, look at this. You don't have any fuel, although you still don't have jump jet back. I mean, still, it's like the entire time. I mean, this is just not really acceptable. You're playing on the ground inside the middle of the whole enemy team without any fuel and without your shift. You need to be able to maintain your height and to play like over here above the enemy team. And again, they don't have any form of pressure onto you. They don't have anything to pressure you. So you need to maintain your height to play very aggressively above them and then focus like what you can kill. I mean, target focus is, I mean, it depends about like what your team is doing as well, or like how well the team is positioned. I mean, right now, if you see this, who should you focus? Well, Winston is low and discarded, so shoot Winston, right? If you see Squishy being alone, like the Symmetra, for example, being like somewhere in open space, then you can kill her as well, like very, very easily. But right now, you're just in the middle of the enemy team without any cooldowns. And you're waiting on the ground for your fuel, which is just not good. For this as well, or like to gain height, another tip, don't just use your jump jet like this. Try to fly up a bit first. So use like half of your fuel to get height, then use jump jet, and then again the time where you then are at the apex of your jump jet, your fuel will be 100% again. Just a method to gain even more height, because right now you flew up to here, but if you would use your jetpack before and then your shift, then you would be like over here, which is just way way more comfortable to shoot for shooting. Yeah, I don't know. You really need to work on that. That is just not acceptable. You fly over here, you miss to, or you fail to kill the sim, and at this point you should not drop down and try to chase them inside here. You should either maintain your height and go to the other side to like support your team, because you can expect the enemy team to go out this door, or honestly just go on point. Just go on point, pressure point, and then kill anybody who goes on it. But you go on the ground. You also just not miss, but you fail to kill Symmetra, which is also really, really questionable. And then you 1 HP because a Winston hit you from the ground. See, like, this is just not good. You really need to work on that. Questionable concussive. You don't really need it. Sim doesn't have any mobility, and like she's in open space anyway, so you don't need it. You probably want to use it more if you like watch backwards. Like your team is getting hot pressured by their tanks, so you can look to like boop away the Winston or like boop away the Reinhardt, or maybe like even like boop the Reinhardt in to your spawn so he's easier to kill. But you don't need a concussive plus a sim there when she's in open space. Also, you have a Mercy now, which is very good for you. Which means now you can be even more aggressive. Now you don't have to be, you don't need to look around where your supports are, basically. Or not as much. Yeah, but you're just too easy to kill, man. Again, questionable concussive. What is the goal behind this? Like, you boop the Lucio behind cover. Just shoot him in open space, and if he then wants to retreat, like over here, then you boop him back into open space. But he already is in open space, so you don't have to boop him. Also, again, what I would mention, if your team is getting spawn camped here and you are already in the air, try not to like go back to your team, but like try to go back to point and like shoot them from here, create a very dangerous angle, and then try to go on point. Like this is what will draw the enemy team back. But you won that fight, so it's fine. Probably, I hope. Question again. Mm, so thank you. So barrage is a bit tricky to use because it's basically a death sentence for you because you're just standing still. So solo barraging target is super good, but you still need to think about like where you are, right? Because you're barraging. So first of all, you're barraging a Reinhardt who has full HP or like basically full HP shield. So it will take a lot of time to actually burst through the shield and then also burst through the Rhine himself. Um, so you need to think about that, right? So it takes a lot of time to kill this Rhine, but I mean, furthermore, you will be stuck, I think, 2.5 seconds in this position, which means even the Reaper could shoot you here. The Sim could peek you with the right click. The Mercy here is Valking. She can kill you super easily here. If she just flies up to you, like above, shoot you in the head, you're dead. So I would rather prefer you going like deeper, like chasing the sim, and then either barraging her or just killing her, and then be like over here, barraging the Reaper or something like this, than you going for a full HP Reinhardt. Like this takes so long. Look how long you used your whole barrage just to kill the Rhine. But what did it cost you? You went to 87 HP. And now you had to use another cooldown just to get out. And it's just the same thing again. Like what are you doing on the ground? Like why are you here? Why are you walking? Why are you not over here? Like shoot, pressure this Winston, shoot the Winston, or maybe even try to kill this Mercy if you're confident enough in your aim. Like kill this Lucio here. But be in the air. You need to have the overview. On the ground, you're just too easy to kill. Pharah's not made for that. Nice. So this would have been an opportunity for you to boop someone. Right, this Mercy, she wants to go, she wants to retreat, so you could boop her here, or like on the ground here, to boop her back. But she she even started her Guardian Angel here, so that was actually pretty close. So you need to spam here. Right after the fight ended, you need to look to pressure the enemy team as soon as possible. Like for the reason that like there's a couple of reasons. So first of all, you might get a pick, which is really good, right? If you get a pick, you keep stagger them and you waste time. But that will maybe not happen unless they're like very terrible or like you hit some really good shots. But it could happen, right? The other reason is you want to drain their resources, right? If you make them use like where are they? If you make them use like Wraith, right? Or you make them use Amp, or you shoot a lot of or like drain some shield resources, right? Or just like stuff like this. If you make them use Bubble, right? For the Winston, it is already an advantage for you, or like for you as a team, because the enemy team then will go into the fight with less resources than you have, right? And then the last reason is you just want to get up your barrage again. You just want to pump in the damage so you can get your ultimate. So after the fight is won over here, instead of booping yourself back to point, you immediately should look to like rocket jump, fly some bit, a bit, maybe like wait for a jump jet. Let me see, for what did you actually use your jump jet? Oh, you even failed your jump jet, which is questionable. But like ideally you should be here, rocket jump, get some height, then jump jet up, and then be here. And just spam them as much as you can. Like maybe you catch the sim, maybe you can destroy the TP, maybe you can force Wraith. Right, but you go back to point and just stand here without reason. Now you go back, you go to spamming. Oh man, but it's already too late. And also fuel management. Look at your fuel management. So you jumped it up here, but so first of all, you should have waited a bit more for like a bit more fuel before you jumped it. But then also you started using fuel before your jump jet fully wear off. You need to start the jump jet a little bit after you start falling down, right? As long as jump jet is up, or as long as you have this boost from your shift, any fuel you're using is just wasted because it doesn't get you higher. And then you press spacebar so often and like so frequently that you already don't have fuel. Like you don't have any fuel with 6 seconds on your jump jet. You need to press it more frequently. Like you need to like press it, release it, press it, release it, press it, release it. Right? But you need to give the fuel some time to recharge. Otherwise, you will just sit there. Like you press spacebar, you press spacebar, 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 spacebar. Right? But you should be like spacebar, refuel, spacebar, refuel, spacebar, refuel, spacebar, refuel, spacebar, refuel, spacebar, jump jet, and then stuff like this. Like this is how it looks. This is how it should look like. But you just this. And again, just same mistakes over. I don't really like the concussive. If you're here and you see the enemy team is going like inside, going coast, you can just be here, spam them, or like you use the time where you rotate over here to coast because you probably want to be at this position. but you use the time to spam them, to keep spamming them inside, right? But you probably want to keep your concussive to maybe like boop someone onto point or like boop someone off the map here. You don't need to use concussive here for mobility. Like your positioning is as well is just not like it's really questionable. It's really questionable. You're getting hit by Symmetra. Not only by the right click, but also by the beam. Like you're getting beamed by Symmetra, and you're getting booped by Lucio. This should never happen. You need to be over here, spam them from this angle, spam them inside here, spam them inside here, and then be above them here. And if you want to spam like inside, you want to go a bit back and spam them from here, from this angle. But you'd never want to be this close, where Sim and Lucio can deal so much damage to you. Also, because you have a Mercy pocket, I would say it's really helpful for you, or it would be really helpful for you, to learn how to rocket jump. If you rocket jump at this moment, when Mercy's pocketing you, you will be like way further up, like over here. What can they do? They can't do anything. Also, this is like this can't also not happen. The enemy team plays a Mercy, and which means you are always the one who needs to watch the res. You need to watch the res. Like stuff like this can never happen. You need to watch the res and then boop her away. You're really lucky that your Doomfist punched her, but your boop here was way too late. Go for her, go for her. I mean, do I have to say anything? You don't have any fuel, nor do you have any form of height. And then you use your jump jet, and then you're not even letting it wear out fully, and then you're in the air with no fuel. Just take your time, like chill, be on the ground, recharge your fuel, make a rocket jump, go up. But you're playing Pharah, but you can't even hold your height. Like, look at this. Okay, nice kill. I also didn't just want to say, um, sorry. In these moments where you're like here spamming the enemy team, you also need to you need to press tab every now and then, like very frequently, to really make sure what the enemy team is playing, right? Because now the enemy team switched to Pharah and Kree, so now they actually have quite a bit of pressure onto you. Like they actually have some answers to you. So now you just need to adjust your playstyle, and you need to play way more around cover. Like before, what they played before, if you played around cover or not, I mean, I don't really care, because you had a Mercy poke and they don't have anything. But now, because they also have a Pharah who can contest you, and they have a hit scan who can deal with you as well, you need to play way closer to cover and use your environment. Nice go though. And this as well just can't happen. So what happened here? What do I mean? You get a, words are hard. You get a kill here. What do you need to watch out for? Well, they play Mercy. You need to stop the res, right? You need to save your concussive blast. If you just, I mean, I know, like right here, Mercy is Guardian Angel to Pharah, who is also just inside you, which you also didn't see. But you use your concussive blast here. So if she just decides now to res, she will probably get it off. Unless you're like very accurate with your shots. And this barrage, honestly, is just really lucky. I have no clue what their Pharah is doing. This barrage shouldn't really happen. This is actually funny because none of you saw each other, and I don't understand like why. Like this barrage should 100% fail, 100% fail, because the enemy Pharah should definitely watch you, and she just two taps you and you're dead. This barrage should not have any kind of success, and you only get the Lucy because he runs into your face. Nice. I, again, you just use, you always use your cooldowns way too, what is the word, ruthless. Because right now this Mercy has a really good chance to res the Pharah. You see this? Why is she able to do this? Well, because you just absolutely wasted your concussive blast. Okay. What was the idea with the conk here? I think it was fine. They beat it, they wanted to be aggressive. You booked their Winston away. Does he have jump? No. I think it's fine. What I would say here though is you shouldn't really care about this Lucio too much. Like he's quite hard to hit. I would just focus on the Winston just because of the reason he's really easy to hit and he's discarded. Like if you keep watch out for this, right? The discord here, this thing, then this monkey cannot hold this ground. He cannot hold this ground at all. But you're going for Lucio, who's really hard to hit. And then just overall positioning also just needs a ton of work. Because you're not only on the ground again, but also you're not you don't have any respect for what the enemy team is running. Because now you sit in a position where you don't have any cover, and this McCree is popping out, and he should definitely kill you. But he misses 2 shots, so you're just getting you're just lucky. You need to sit up here, or like you were here before. You pressured the enemy team. You go up here. You still pressure them. You still pressure them. If then you're getting pressured, then you can make concussive blast over here, right? Or you just be here in the first place and then try to go, like you use this thing as a corner, as cover, and then you go over here where you then above the enemy team like this. Or you maybe as well use this window where you just chill and recharge your fuel, right? But I mean, again, like you're getting booped. You're getting booped by charging Reinhardt. As Pharah. Nice idea with the conk. Hit her. Ah, unlucky. You need to touch. Yeah. It's just overall, or like so far, you have a lot of problems with holding your height. And then also you're just not respecting the inner team if when they actually have something to deal with you. So you're also not really playing around cover. So overall, you need to work on, like so far, you need to work on field management, on positioning, like using cover, and also just straight up ability usage, right? Your concussive blasts weren't like some of those concussive blasts had the right idea, but you, for example, you just need to save it for res, for example, right? And then for jump jet, I mean, it's basically fuel management you need to work on, as I said before. But yeah, you can't use it as ruthless as you do so far. Okay, so here again, in your round, you look what do you have? What does the inner team have? And you see, okay, you have Zen who can orb you, you have Mercy who can stay with you, so you can be really aggressive here. On the other side, the enemy team, again, they play Junk Sim, which is super juicy for you. Because again, like they don't have anything. They don't even play D.Va. like probably yeah. They don't even play Diva or even like Sigma or so. So in this comp with a Mercy, you're absolutely free. But then again, I would say if you're not able to hold your height and like be above them and abuse the angles from above them, then you're basically just playing Junkrat. I don't know what this concussive is, but yeah, it's just the same things over and over. Like, you just use your jump jet, but you're half fuel, so you're guaranteed to drop on the ground again. And then, yeah, like instead of like playing over here, then, or because your team is pushing back, then rotating over here, then just keep shooting the tanks. Right, tanks are low, monkeys easy to hit, or like you see maybe see the sim, right? Maybe you go for the junk. You're just inside everything. Like the Zarya needed to bubble you because you're front lining. Yeah, ruthless. You go over here, which is fine. Like I really like this because you're going for another angle. You make it very hard for the enemy team. But the timing where you just use your jump jet. I mean, what is the purpose? If you go this high this early, I mean your plan needs to be like then go out of here, right? And then take this kind of angle. But if you actually go for this door right now, like why do you even use jump jet? Why do you even use jump jet if you don't use the height at all? You're getting You almost got killed by a Reinhardt swinging on you. No. You got sim beamed. Yeah. Alright. I don't think it's worth to look at anymore. It's just the same things over and over again. You need to work on your fuel management. You need to work on holding your height and then pressuring the enemy team from an angle where it actually favors you. Because how you're playing the whole time is just you're basically a Junkrat or maybe a Hanzo, right? But you need to be like at this fight, for example, you need to be like over here or maybe like over here. I mean they sim shield, so we're not gonna go past it, right? But you need to be like over here, for example, and just kill this Junkrat, right? But you basically touching the ground again. But yeah, like you're getting smacked by Ronald. But okay. If you have any questions, like don't be afraid to DM me, like to write any other comment. Yeah, hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.